Microvision technical analysis, fundamental statistics, along with reviewing my current positions and the price charts. Starting off with the price action, I did take profits today. I sold a third of my shares right here. I know, pretty early, right? And then I sold another third right here, and then my last third timed it almost perfectly right up here near the top, above $19 a share. I will be looking to re-enter the stock. And before you say, Brandon, you don't even realize how big this deal is with Microsoft, you don't even understand how important the HoloLens, the revenue is going to be coming in. There's going to be more military sectors coming in and doing more stuff like this with Microsoft. And who knows what's going to happen. There's a ton of catalysts coming up, maybe. Let me show you why I actually took profits, okay? It's pretty simple. Okay, I want to show you this little indicator I have called the Bollinger Bands. And I want to show you that these guys basically are never wrong, ever, if we actually look at Microvision's past. As far as you can see, as far as Microvision, I mean, I'm not going to go back like years, but this indicator does not fail. When you approach the top of the Bollinger Bands, you will get rejected at some point. Now, of course, you guys may remember, news trumps technical analysis. That is true, but I will be looking to re-enter the stock very soon. I'm looking for a harsh sell-off, not harsh, just, I don't know, 5 to 10%. I would like to get in on this ascending level, or you know, preferably there. Maybe if I have to, this 38.2% retracement level. But nonetheless, we are at the top. If we zoom in here, we are testing the top of this middle Bollinger Band right now. Or not top, we are testing the top of the top Bollinger Band. Okay, we're testing the outside Bollinger Band. So that is obviously, you know, it's insane news, and I'm very happy, and I profited a lot off of this. You know, I mean, we went from being negative on the week, from being positive in 2 days. You know, obviously an absolutely insane run today. I'm very happy. I'm very excited, but even if it does not seem like it. Trust me, I am very excited for everyone. Congratulations to everyone who held Microvision and was a long bull. And I want to say congratulations to anyone who did not panic sell. And I mean, imagine if you bought in right here. I mean, I was saying it's not a bad buy right now at this point, if the markets are stable, of course, which of course they were not. If you bought then, imagine selling down here or down here just to have it go up 50% in 1 day. This is why, if you don't know what you're doing, just hold long term. That's your first option. Or number two, just get out of the freaking market so you don't lose any more money. But honestly, number one is a lot better for most people, in my opinion. Now, where do we actually think this can retrace to? Now, before you go in the comments, you say, Brandon, why are you becoming so bearish? Where's your short position? Show me your puts. Okay, I'm not that bearish. Okay, I just want to see a short-term correction for the stock price, because it's just unreasonable to think that this is just going to continue. Okay, as much as I love Microvision, we would have to get insane catalysts. We would have to continue to get insane catalysts, which can happen. Microvision is prone for catalysts. I've been saying this. I'm not saying I'm calling. No one can call catalysts, but you know, I have said for months now, basically for more than a month since the channel has started, right, that Microvision's catalyst potential is one of the highest out there, you know, maybe second to BioNano, but recently BioNano has not had any catalyst that's actually pushed it higher besides earnings. But as far as Microvision, I want to show you another indicator called the RSI, the Relative Strength Index. We jumped up from literally, you know, at 30 on the RSI up to being overbought. On the 4-hourly, we're at 74. But if we look at the hourly, which is more reactive to price action, to recent/current right price action, we are looking at 85.39. This is why I am currently out of the stock. Now, long term, I'm going to be watching the stock very closely tomorrow morning and tonight. I would like to re-enter a little bit, especially I would like us to dip to this level right here. That's where I will personally be looking to start my position. I have plenty of buying power right now. So yeah, this was a big position of mine. Microvision was like my second biggest position, and I sold out completely today and with a huge profit, right? So I am going to have some nice buying power on the side, and that is where I will personally be looking to add shares at 1753 at this 38.2% retracement level, or this 23.6% retracement level on the two Fibonacci's that we have drawn up. And if you're confused on how we're getting these, right, this purple Fibonacci, that's the short-term one, and the golden one, that is the macroeconomic Fibonacci retracement. So for you guys, if you guys don't know anything about the stock, if you're just trying to get in, all right, here's my advice, non-financial advice. Get in on this level firstly. Start your position there if you want. If you're very bullish, if you're completely buying Microvision's long-term outlook, which I think you probably should. We're going to be going over a little bit later, more into that. But where I would love to get in, what I want to see tomorrow is a retracement at some point. Hopefully in the pre-market. Hopefully if I can get up early, I can catch it down here. If we can get it down at $16, $16.60, $16.68, right? This mid 1660s. That is where it's load up zone, in my opinion, because this trend line is actually very important. I have had this trend line drawn up. I have had this drawn up since early February. That's how long I've had this trend line drawn up. It's got perfect resistance level all the way back last year, December 22nd. And it's got perfect validations recently, right? So this is a very strong level. If we do break this Fibonacci level, this 23.6% retracement or the 38.2, depending on which Fibonacci you're looking at, that is where I'll be looking to drop shares. Now, I'm not calling the top. I'm not saying we're going to be seeing a ton of dropping. I'm just saying that if we look at the Bollinger Bands on the hourly and the 4 hourly, on the hourly, it's looking a little better, but on the 4 hourly especially, it's not looking too good. Okay, now when the next hourly candle comes in, next 4 hourly candle comes in, it's probably going to increase a little bit. Even if it does increase like all the way out here, it's still going to be near the top. And I think we are very likely to see a retracement down to at least this level right here, touch that again. We'll see if we get a bounce off that. And if we break past that, I am going to be adding my share, getting back into my position on this ascending level, most likely. So that's what we're looking at. If we look at the MACD, all right, we're going to be looking bullish. Obviously, the MACD, we just got the cross. Daily, I don't think we have got the cross yet, right? We are about to get the cross on the daily MACD. That's what we're looking at on the exponential moving averages. Let's check this out. Okay, we are now above all of the moving averages, right? So those are going to be, I think, a little bit of support, right? And let's say we were to, do what I want, let's say what I want to happen actually does come to fruition, right? And we actually do come down and test this ascending level. We're also going to have these moving averages. All of them are going to be creeping up, especially the small ones, the 21, 15, and 13-day moving averages. Those are going to be coming back up to prop the price action up. So that is going to be bullish as well. So just to reiterate, let's go to the 1 hourly. This is the level to watch. There's two levels. This ascending level right here, have it drawn up. It's pretty simple to draw, right? You have the first little resistance touch when Microvision started spiking a couple months ago. And then the second level is this 1753 level, 1753 and 1660s. Those are your two support levels that you want to get in on for Microvision. In my opinion, I can be wrong, and we can just go ahead. Who knows what's going to happen tomorrow? They just got their Twitter going on. They just followed Tesla on Twitter or Elon Musk on Twitter. They just did this deal. Microsoft just did this deal. Who knows what's going to happen tomorrow? It's going to be crazy. It's going to be a really good week with the NASDAQ finally stabilizing above 13K. I think we're going to be looking very good for the NASDAQ. But me personally, I will be looking to add and start a new position into Microvision very soon. You may be wondering if you're not actually keeping in touch or very informed on what Microvision does, but this may look like it's Microsoft to you, and you're right. Microsoft $22 billion U.S. Army deal for the HoloLens advances. Well, I'll link this if you want to go read this. There's really nothing crazy in here. There is something cool that you do need to understand, that the agreement runs for an initial 5 years with an option to add another 5 years. So we definitely want to keep our eyes open to see what actually happens in the future down the line. If they actually are going to exercise this option here. Microsoft. Okay, here we go. Why is this actually important though? Like, how does this even relate to Microvision? Right. This is why. Okay. Microvision powers the HoloLens 2. So basically, if Microsoft is providing all of these things to the Army, if Microsoft is providing those, Microvision, I know this is confusing, there's so many micros, right? But MVIS is going to be making some of that revenue because Microsoft has to get those HoloLens partly from Microvision, because that's what they do. Also, check this out. We were forecasting $2.2 billion for the next 3 years. $22 billion for the next 10 years is insanely good. And so, take this, take it with a grain of salt, right? These are just random people. But this is why the stock went up 50% today. And again, congratulations to anyone who has been following the channel. We've had microvision. Let's just go ahead and look at how long we've been in microvision. Okay, on the channel here. So since February 6th, since February 6th and since February 4th, actually, we were in at $10. Me personally, before the channel started, I was in at $7. And just congratulations to everyone who actually had diamond hands and just held through the downtrending. If you want to take profits now, in my opinion, right, I took profits, so I think it's a good idea. But do not. I don't want you to be all, oh, Brandon, you said to take profits and now it's up more tomorrow. Like if it goes up another 50% tomorrow, I do not want you getting mad at me if you took profits. Okay, that's you make that decision for yourself if you want to take profits right now. I do think taking a little bit of profits at least is very smart right now, just given the 4-hourly Bollinger Bands and the RSI. We are going to be due for a slight correction in the downwards direction, in my opinion. So that's the news. I'll link this in for you as well if you want to read some comments or something. We did this in the last video, and I want to tell you guys this kind of, I'm not, I don't want to take credit for catalysts, but I have to take a little bit of credit because for BioNano and for Microvision, I always say with these two, especially more than any of our other stocks, except maybe CTXR, probably even more than CTXR. I always say MVIS and BNGO, the catalyst potential is higher than pretty much almost all other stocks, if not all other stocks on the markets. I mean that. This is why, okay? I'm not. If you think I'm just making this up, oh wow, what another YouTuber that just calls the stuff after it happens. No, I'm not one of those. I swear to you. Go watch the last couple of Microvision videos and just look at this, okay? I have this linked in the description. If you think I'm just making these price charts up, this is literally, I've documented and made a video every single day just showing these exact same price targets that we've hit at an insane accuracy, by the way. I've had the price targets drawn up forever, and these are the current price targets. Microvision April 7th, that was already been hit. But this is why, and back to this, okay? Let's tie the point together if you're getting confused on how this is really relevant to the Microvision website. They have a ton of things going for them, and this is kind of why the catalyst potential is so high. I've been saying the catalyst potential is high, partly because they've got the LiDAR, they've got the augmented reality, they got the interactive display application patent, they've got the consumer LiDAR application patent. Okay, they've got 1,000 things. Look at this. This is their patent portfolio, right, in the orange. Module technology, capital equipment, okay? They've got a ton of stuff. This is all their technology. Look at all this stuff. Okay, I don't even understand half this stuff. Digital ASIC designs plus GDS files. Okay, what the heck is this? I'm not a freaking neuroscience. I'm not Mark Zuckerberg with the coding, right? You know what I mean? But maybe that's a bad example, but you get what I mean, okay? They have 1,000 things going for them. Why we are investing in this stock, why I am personally, LiDAR, automotive, LiDAR application patent, consumer LiDAR application patent. The LiDAR, the autonomous vehicle buyout deal, not even buyout, just deal contract sales LiDAR technology. That's the number one reason why I am in the stock. But this is another bullish. I mean, we've known this for months now. This is why, if you want to call me arrogant, okay, I have to call it how it is. This is why you want to be following the channel. And if you're a long-term investor, in my opinion, you can't really go wrong. I already told you guys this. If you have a decent risk tolerance, or if you can just not look at your investing app for like months or days even, just check it once a week. Invest in great companies, hold until you're hundreds of percentages in the green. And if you don't want to swing trade like me, I don't really swing trade. I'm more of a long-term guy myself. But when it's clear resistance lines like this, we literally got rejected perfectly. Well, not perfectly, I guess, because it's a rectangular resistance. But I sold the last third of my shares basically perfectly. And this is why swing trading and adding on the dips, selling on the rips is very good strategy. But here's the key here that you have to understand: you can't just be doing this all the time, right? Because if you did this back here, for example, you would be screwed. This is when this is literally right. I got into the stock on one of these days. That's like right here, maybe even right here. One of these days, this is when I got in, and I held all the way till 20 plus. And then I sold out. I think I sold out completely Or wait, no. I sold half of my shares, I believe, or 3/4. But if you are going to do what I'm doing right now, the key is you have to re-enter with at least some of your position fairly soon to avoid the risk of getting caught off guard. Because not with every stock, only with stocks like your Microvisions, like your BioNanos, like your CTXR. Right? No one is. Look at this volume. CTXR gets no love. Go check out CTXR if you want, man. CTXR is underrated as heck. But these great long-term companies with amazing potential, catalyst, any point, any time, catalyst, boom, 50% in a day, anytime, 20%, 10%. You have to be in the stock more times than not, because time in the market beats timing the market basically 100% of the time. You know, swinging is extremely profitable if you know what you're doing. But at the end of the day, it's very hard to beat long-term, very high potential and fast-growing, consistent uptrend, roughly, stocks that are doing that. It's very hard to time those. And usually, if you just hold, like if you would have just gotten in back here and just held, kept added when it was down here, added when it was down here, roughly, it doesn't have to be exact timing, right? Just add on the dips, sell on the rips, rinse and repeat with these great companies. But anyways, all right, just yeah, okay. I hope this isn't too. I hope I'm not ranting too off topic. Okay, insider ownership 3%. This is lower than I thought it was before, and this just goes to show you that we love insider ownership. I'm not saying insider ownership is not a huge deal now that it doesn't play to my favor, if that makes sense. But insider ownership is not everything. I love insider ownership. It's one of my favorite statistics. It's definitely my favorite statistic out of institutional ownership and short interest and everything that Fintel.io offers, like ETF, mutual fund, all that crap. Okay, this is the most important one, insider ownership, and this just shows you that sometimes the company's actual website and what their products are and what their mission is, how they're getting there, the efficiency, the innovativeness, the disruptiveness, sometimes that trumps insider ownership. And that is the most important thing. That is the number one thing about a company. I should have said this before. The product, what they're doing, because at the end of the day, you can have high insider ownership, you can have great technicals, but if you don't have a good product, if you're not making sales and having profitable margins, you're not doing anything. And that all comes from the product itself at its core. Institutional ownership, 17%. Okay, slightly bullish. I don't really care about institutional ownership, but taking a look at my current positions, envy or bear case for Microvision is 30. I made this price target back when the stock was at $10. Many would call me a madman for saying that. Like, and then look at my bull case, 60 to 150, right? Many would call me a madman for this. But remember, when I made these price targets, a lot of people didn't think these were going to hit. And I hit 6 out of 7 of them. Right now, our month out price targets are not looking as good, but I guarantee you this. Okay, I can't guarantee anything, I guess, technically, but I will say this. My conviction into these price targets is much higher than the ones for the month out ones, okay? Because the long-term outlook on these companies, as long as the market doesn't crash or the CEO dies or something unrealistic, these companies are going to do great things long term. And even if it doesn't happen in a year, it's going to happen at some point, in my opinion. There's very little risk in that, but that's just my opinion, of course. And I can be wrong on any of this. Remember, these are just my opinions. We've done amazing so far. And if I would have taken a little bit more profit on the little NASDAQ, when the NASDAQ was doing great, right? If I would have taken a little bit more profit here and just held out a little longer, oh boy. I mean, our profit margins would be even more insane than, 40%. I can't complain. 38% is nothing to complain about in a couple months, right? But still. But yeah, that's what we're looking at as far as current positions. Relevant information in regards to the titles finished now. It's not financial advice. Check out the website if you haven't. Use the Weeble links. Check the description. Check the comments. There's a ton of cool stuff down there. The merch is almost ready. It's ready. Technically, I could just go ahead and start selling it, start promoting it. But I want to make sure the artwork is good on the shirts, so I'm not just selling you guys something that I have not even checked to make sure the artwork prints correctly. Once that ships here, we are going to be selling merchandise, very cheap prices, barely profitable. The website is awesome. The designs are awesome. Everything's going to be good. Look forward to that. Anyways, not financial advice, guys. Thank you all so much. See you on the next one.